Welcome to Papa's Workshop. Today I'm doing something I thought I would never ever do. I have a robot in my house and it is the ZOOZEE vacuum. This thing is amazing. Now I'm doing the reviews differently than I have done in the past. If I get a product to be able to review, I take it, open it up, and use it for a couple of weeks and make sure that I like it and that it does what it says that it does. And this robot vacuum cleaner is absolutely fantastic. I love it. You can actually hit the clean button, it takes off, it does its job, and you can just stay out of its way and it cleans the whole house. I love it. So today I want to be able to introduce this to you and let you see this robot vacuum cleaner in action for yourself, and it's very easy to be able to set up. Let's get started. Instead of me showing the opening of the box, let me just show you what's in it. This is the charging station and the little transformer. And I have 4 of the little edge brushes. You only need 2 of them, so they give you 2 spare. And of course you have the manual. And then on this side you have a wet mop tray that you can use. And you have the drop-in container to be able to capture the water and store the water. This vacuum I have been using now for a couple of weeks and I absolutely love it. So I want to show you kind of an overview of everything that you get with this vacuum. This has turned out to be good. Now what I have done, I have chosen not to do reviews immediately where I'll open up a box and do a review. I actually open up the box, use the product for a while, and make sure that it's actually as good as I hope that it is. And this manual is easy to follow. Using the wet mop option is certainly a big plus. And this container just swaps out to be able to store the water and capture the water, as well as you have a separate one just for the dust. Inside this packet, you actually have quite a bit of information on this robot vacuum cleaner. And quite frankly, I never thought I was going to ever have a robot in my home. But here you also have the warranty card, and I want you to look at this carefully. The warranty is actually quite nice. You get a year's warranty on this robot vacuum cleaner. So please take a look at that and read through it. It has a lot of very valuable information. And then next, of course, you have the actual manual itself. And this is very easy to be able to read and understand and follow, because you will need to set up an app to be able to have on your phone and connect it to the Wi-Fi to be able to have 2 ways that you can actually operate this vacuum. Begin with, you got the little QR code to be able to scan depending on what type of device that you have. And from there, it is so simple. You can just follow the instructions on the online prompt and connect it to your Wi-Fi in your house, and you'll have the app on the phone. The first thing, of course, we want to be able to go ahead and plug in the docking station and be able to go ahead and set that up so that we can get this unit charged and actually go ahead and get started vacuuming. And this has a cord that's plenty long. The excess cord you can just store right inside of this container, and that way it's out of the way of the robot. You don't want a lot of extra cord laying around near this as it comes back and docks with this docking station. Now I went ahead and set it up in this location to be able to use it for this first couple of weeks to be able to see how it worked and how it did. But you need to have a space on the left and right as far as about 0.3 of a meter to the left and to the right of your docking station, or roughly about 2 feet. As far as the space in front of your docking station should be about 1 meter, or let's just say 3 feet. Now while this is charging, let's go ahead and get the actual robot vacuum cleaner set up and ready to do the first vacuuming. Alright, the first thing we want to do is just go ahead and flip this over and set it back down on the table. And I want to be able to attach these edge brushes. Now remember, they give you 4 in the box. You only need 2. And it's very simple. All you need to do is, this is a square hole put into a square notch, and it just pushes straight in. It doesn't get any easier than that. You'll hear it just snap in place when you get it to the proper point, and that's it. And just get a close-up look of what it looks like. Just a little square opening that's on this brush. And then from there, we're just going to go ahead and push it right into place. And you'll see when I push it in there, it just snaps right into position. That's it. Okay, that part is taken care of. So now we can go ahead and flip this unit back over, because that's really all that's necessary. Everything else is already done and ready to go. Now if you open up the hood on this, you're going to see you do have a little brush and a little place where you can cut the any type of strings that you have that get onto the brush. And this little white piece of insulation will get removed. This gives you a little bit more of a close-up of this, and you can see that little blade right there to be able to cut any type of strings that you have, and you've got that little brush. So this is a great little storage area to be able to keep that. This little tag right here says for you to remove this white little foam insulation. So all we need to do is just be able to grab that little tab and pull it out. So now the top half actually is ready to go. There's really nothing else as far as the setup mechanically that has to be done. Now you have 2 canisters. One canister is for the wet mop and the other canister is for the dry. And what I'm going to do is put in this canister for the dry sweeping, and that will be able to capture the dust. If I want to be able to do the wet mop, I drop in the other canister and I would just have this portion to slide in. Now this just slides right into the bottom if you want to do the wet mopping. And it's that easy. I mean, it just slides in. You would take out the dry canister, set it aside, and then you would fill this with the water on the right hand side, and it captures the water on the left hand side. And then you're ready to go. Now you're ready to be able to mop with it. Now this canister that holds the water, this is the outlet right here where you would put the water into it. And that gives you the little storage tank, and on the left hand side is where it captures the water. So now let's go ahead and put this on the docking station, and we're going to connect it with the Wi-Fi and with the app that's on my phone. Once you download the app and have that on your phone, you can just open up the app and of course log into it. I'm going to do that off camera. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to go ahead and literally just follow the prompts that are on the screen of the phone to set this up. Okay, press the home button and hold the power button and home the machine.
Wi-Fi is reset. Waiting for connection.
So now we'll hit next. Please ensure that your device is in the pre-configuration mode. So now we'll hit next. And now it's looking for the Wi-Fi. And then I can select my network. And then you enter the password for the network. And then you hit next. And now it's connecting to the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi is connected.
So now it says that the binding is successful. And now it actually goes through and tells you the status of the machine. So now I can hit clean. And let me get out of the way of the machine. Okay, now that I'm out of the way, all I need to be able to do is hit the button on my phone that says clean, or I can hit the button on the unit itself. But I'm going to use the phone. And from there, it actually engages and begins its work. Now you do have to keep in mind, it's going to have to find its way, and basically what it's going to do is follow the edge of the room, and it's going to divide this room up into the different sections. And when it hits an obstacle, it just works its way around it, and then keeps on going. And it maps out the entire room. And it has no problem transitioning between the rug, the hardwood floor, and the ceramic tile. That is not a problem at all. Now it's working its way around the Christmas tree, and again, it just comes right up to the edge and does it. As far as handling this drape that's down around the Christmas tree was not a problem either. Now it's coming back to the charging station, and it knows where it is. It just goes right around that charging station without bumping into it. And now it will continue on and map out this entire room. Now you'll see also in the manual that it actually will divide this room up into 4 different quadrants. So as it moves down and it gets to the end of the first quadrant, it'll actually go ahead and turn and then work its way back. Once this quadrant is done, then it will move over and map out the next quadrant of this room. But it'll divide it into 4 different sections. Now one of the things that I really like is this has the ability to go underneath the couch. Now I've got to be honest with you, it's been quite some time since we've turned the couch over and vacuumed underneath with a regular vacuum. This one does it without any effort at all. It knows where it needs to go, and it goes right underneath the sofa and does the vacuuming there. I imagine there's quite a bit of dust under there. As it moves around this, it will go right back under that couch again and transition from the hardwood floor to that rug effortlessly. Not a problem. And then from there, let's see where it's coming out. It's coming back out the side, and it's going to continue and get everything under this sofa and continue its progression throughout this entire room. A quick reference back to the manual, and it actually shows you how it'll actually divide the room up into the different sections to be able to get it cleaned. You want to make sure that it's protected from the stairs and also from cords. It doesn't like the cords very well. It actually tried to go behind the Christmas tree, and I had a few cords there, and that right there was enough to be able to catch the machine and prevent it from going. So I just slipped the Christmas package right there. That's all that was necessary, and it continued right on without any difficulty whatsoever. Then it headed to the kitchen and the breakfast area, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to work its way around the different chairs and the table and cover this area equally as well. I absolutely love this. This unit has worked flawlessly in our house now for a couple of weeks, and I cannot be more pleased. And it definitely makes it a whole lot easier from the standpoint of the wife having to vacuum, or in many cases, me as well. Now once it completely finishes vacuuming the house, it will return to the charging station and begin the charging cycle. Now the only thing I have to do is just be able to take out the canister that holds all of the dust, dump it into the trash can, and put it back.
Detected some errors in dust bin. Please check it.
Thank you for watching today. I hope you really enjoyed this vacuum review, and I hope that you consider this to be able to maybe put this under the tree at your household. But if you like the video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget, while you're there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there and that little bell notification next to it. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next video on whatever project that I'm working on. Bye-bye now.